Hey, I was just sitting here and I was really thinking about what's going on with Pooh Shiesty. And, you know, I don't know much about the case or what happened or what allegedly happened. I just read like a couple headlines and a couple articles, but didn't really listen to much. I did a little reading. And ultimately, like, what it make me think is like, man, Pooh Shiesty, like, we was waiting on you to come home, and just the actions, they just don't seem smart. Like they weren't well thought out. Whether you did what they saying you do, that's not the issue. Like my question is how are you at a point where you just going throwing rocks at the penitentiary so quick? And my thought pattern is that it's like the big homie's fault. There's like somebody that could have poured into you or mentored you or got you on the right path or just having a role model in your life. And it's a sad thing because you're so influential. And like what happened with Lil Durk, he's so influential. But it just seems like there's not a genuine role model for black male successful artists that's being followed, or it seems like your connection or realm of influence, they're not really pushing you to make smart decisions, just a smart choice at the time. And it's crazy because when we locked, you got so much time to sit there and think and talk to people about what you're going to do and make plans. And some plans you make, you never talk to nobody about. It's things you think about silence, walking around the track or sitting in your bunk late at night when you can't sleep. And revenge and payback and get back is one of them things that in all actuality you may have never spoken to anybody about it. It was just something that was in your heart to do. And the issue is, man, you just like first day out, a hit, FDO, man, everybody was waiting on you to come home, the shine, the bling, the music, the style, the shiesties. It was like, dang, Shiesty back. I know everything about to go crazy. And then it's just followed by like what seems to be a crash out. And it's like where Bobby Shmurda was locked up at, whatever type of cell block he was on, or whatever type of old heads he was around, or whatever type of conversations or books he read or topics he talked about, that stuff was very influential. And I don't think it's all Pooh Shiesty's fault. I think that like some of these people in organizations and in groups and affiliated with different networks or sets or that, whatever you want to call it. I think that like some of the older heads got to take responsibility and stand up and be like, look, we want to step in and offer you mentorship. You got to be mentored because the torch is getting put out so quick, it's getting extinguished. And like, man, you just got that crazy Benz, man, the house right, like living right, the jewelry, like just a life that everybody would dream of having, would love to have, the finances, the hit on the radio, breaking records. You know what I'm saying? We was waiting on you to come on tour. We waiting on the album. And now it's like, boom. I turned on James Broden and crashed out. So we got to do better. We got to do better. And like the youngest, the kids, I hope y'all not thinking this shit. I'm going to say, I hope y'all not thinking this shit is worth following or mimicking, because it's just not a solid thought process into it. Like, what about tomorrow? What happens a month from now? What happens 2 months from now? What happens in August? Or what's going to happen by New Year's Eve? Where do I want to be? Even if it's that short term, next week. But yo, don't run back to 3 hots in the cot. That's all you're going to get. You're going to get a concrete slab or a metal bunk. They'll give you 3 hots, a cot. You're going to be secluded, locked in somewhere. No access to your vehicles, no access to the clothes, no access to your family, your beautiful home, the women, the food, like no access. And ultimately, what are you trading it for? Is it even worth is it worth risking or losing this? I think we got to wake up as a people, as a culture. And people in my situation, in my shoes, that's been to prison, that know the in and outs and understand what's worth it and what's not worth it, and know what it's like when you finally turn gray and you sitting there and you at a spot in your life that you probably wouldn't have went if you would have made some different decisions early on. But like just knowing the blessing and the grace and the voice, the testimony that I have, that we have, that you have, that Shiesty has, that Dirk has. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't getting locked up, you out getting high, because I can't miss Kodak. I think Kodak is very, very intelligent, very smart, very funny, and very dedicated. But they ain't getting Kodak with the criminal shit. They getting Kodak with these drugs. They letting Kodak have the time of his life, but like, Kodak, it's time for you to wake up too. I'm calling out all y'all. Like Lefty Gunplay, he tightened up, he got sober, he talking about this shit cool. Like, just be about something, man. Get your shit together, get with a mentor, somebody that can talk to you, or read a book. But some of the stuff you think about doing on your own, or chilling with the homies, it just ain't the way. It just ain't the way. But I ain't gonna hold you. I hope y'all like the conversation. Please drop a comment below, and I'm gonna reply to the video with my ancestor.com. So I'm about to make a video for that.